The catcher, Ricky Gingras, is catching the right-hander, Celsin Polanco, who is making his sixth start with the Pacifics this season. He is 4-1 with a 3.25 ERA. He has given up 42 hits in 38 2/3, 33 strikeouts, 11 walks, and he has gone at least 7 innings in each of his last 4 starts while giving up only 8 earned runs in 33 innings. He has faced the Stompers once back on August the 15th in Sonoma. He won that game going 7 strong, 3 earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He sits in the mid to high 80s with a fastball, and he throws a changeup and a slider. And if you look at his pitch chart from right to left, from the catcher's point of view, it's like a diagonal line from the upper right part of the strike zone to the bottom left. He goes up and into lefties, down and away to lefties, and he'll go up and into righties and down and away to righties. He doesn't do much else. He is a long-time veteran, his 10th season of professional baseball. And the first pitch to Yuki Yasuda is up and in, ball 1. And that's how this game starts at 7:14. Polanco working quickly, the 1-0. It's taken just a bit high, 2-0. Dean Poteet calling the balls and strikes behind the plate tonight. Yasuda hitting .306 this season, 38 walks, 38 strikeouts. And the 2-0 taken high again, ball 3. And Yasuda, who is very patient at the plate, is enjoying his first plate appearance here. He's got an .812 OPS, buoyed by a .445 on base. And he takes a fastball in, ball 4. And the Stompers have the leadoff man aboard against Polanco, who has not hit his spot once so far in this game. Here's Keith Kendall, who joined the squad a couple days ago. In his 5th game with the team, he has 5 for his first 13 with a double, a home run, 4 driven in, 2 walks. Played with Maui in 2012 when this was the North American Baseball League. Teammates with Jared Mochizuki on that team. Right-handed hitter from Fresno, California, stands in. Polanco is going to set high. And Yasuda fakes going in, a pitch up and in, ball 1. It's 5 consecutive balls by Polanco. And Yasuda, who can do some damage on the base pass, 15 of 17 in stolen base opportunities, will most likely try and get a bearing on what Polanco does when he comes set. 1-0. Up and in again, 2-0, and time is called by Ricky Gingras to figure out what is going on with Polanco. 6 consecutive balls to begin this game, and the Stompers, noted as the most patient team in the Pacific Association. They have the highest walk rate. They have the highest on-base percentage. They are a team that knows how to get it done at the plate. Of course, no surprise that they'd have the highest walk percentage, considering one of the things that the Stompers looked to do right from the start of this season was add players who were patient at the plate. And that 2-0 is right on the outside corner at the knees for a called strike. So Polanco back in it now. 2 balls and 1 strike to Keith Kendall. Just getting underway here in the Pacific Association Championship game. The Stompers in their first title game in their 2nd season as a franchise. The Pacifics are in their 3rd in 3 years in the Pacific Association. As that fastball's on the outside corner for a called strike, 2-2. And so now with 2 strikes, we'll see if Takashi Miyoshi, the manager, who's also the 3rd base coach, is going to put something on here. Yasuda off to the cut of the grass at first. Polanco fires. And that slider up and away, ball 3. It's a full count now to Kendall, 3-2. And at the very least, the Stompers making Polanco throw a lot of pitches early on. And that's been part of their goal all season long, is to make the pitchers work hard. 3-2. Runner goes. Swinging a pop-up on the infield. First base side. Yasuda's going to retreat to first as Taylor right on top of the line, about halfway down, makes the catch. 1 gone. And now Baptista.
Batting 3rd for the Stompers, first baseman, number 44, Daniel Baptista.
Baptista is swinging the pink lady today. He calls it the Pink Panther. Batting from the left side, Baptista leading the team in hitting at .327. 6 home runs, 6 doubles, a triple, 22 walks, 41 ribbies, 39 runs. And that's a swing and a drive into left center field. Pace is on the go, and he's going to make the catch a few steps shy of the fence. And now Yasuda will retreat back to first base. And Pace tracking it down out there. He's got the good range, 2 gone.
Batting fourth for the Stompers, center fielder number 1, Chad Bunting.
So here's Bunting, who's in the cleanup role tonight to break up the left-handed hitters a bit. And he's got one of the better approaches on the team, the Novato native. His 5 for his first 22 with the Stompers. As Polanco sets and fires, and it's a fastball off the plate away for ball 1. He was with Vallejo, and then when the Stompers needed an outfielder after the ascension by Matt Hibbert to the Gary South Shore Railcats of the American Association, Bunting was who the Stompers were able to acquire. 1-0. Swinging a bouncer off the end of the bat, past Polanco towards second. Tucker has it. He'll throw to first, inning over. 1 left on for the Stompers here. In the top of the first, it is the Pacific Association Championship game here on the Stompers Radio Network. We'll take a break and be back right after this on the Stompers Radio Network. Bottom 1, let's go to the defensive alignment for the Stompers. In the outfield from left to right, Mark Hurley, and then Chad Bunting and Keith Kendall in right. On the infield, Eddie Mora-Loera at third, Jared Mochizuki at short, Yuki Yasuda at second, Daniel Baptiste at first. The catcher, Andrew Parker, and he is catching the electric right-hander, Santos Saldivar from Pasadena, Texas. The 22-year-old, the ace of this staff, will face Zach Pace to lead things off, righty on lefty, and the first pitch, way up and away for ball 1. Saldivar 2-1 with a 1.66 earned run average, which is just incredible for this league. 1-0. And that fastball's at the belt for a called strike, 1-1. A 2.20 fielding independent number, 1.26 whip, 1-1. And that fastball on the inside corner for a called strike, 1-2. 52 strikeouts, 14 walks in 43 and a third innings, and he has a full arsenal, folks. And he can hump it up to about 92 when he wants to. 1-2. Swinging a foul right back by Pace. It remains 1-2. He's got a big, slow curveball that's normally in the high 60s, a good changeup, and just a nasty slider that falls off the table. All 4 pitches he will throw at any time. Parker behind the plate, going through the signs, and the 1-2. Fastball high, 2-2. With such a large arsenal, Santos Saldivar goes to the tap signals with his catcher. As Pace waits, 2-2 in the left-handed batter's box. Swinging a sharp ground ball right to Yasuda at second. And he'll throw to first, 1 gone. And now here's Danny Gonzalez.
Batting second for your Pacifics, sponsored by Crescelia Jewelers. Shortstop, number 12, Daniel Gonzalez.
Gonzalez is hitting .301, but it's a pretty empty .301. Only 10 doubles, 1 triple, and a homer with 99 hits. He has a .682 OPS, but he went 4 for 13 over the weekend against the Stompers. And the first pitch from Saldivar is that slider in there for a called strike, 0-1. He will throw any pitch at any time. He's got confidence in everything. The 0-1. Slider again off the end of the bat and snagged by Saldivar at the mound. What a play, 2 gone. Unbelievable.
Right fielder, number 10, Michael Hova.
Here's Michael Hova. That was just a slider off the end of the bat that Saldivar, who fell off to the first base side, was able to reach out and snow cone for that out. And now he faces Hova. And the first pitch, swinging a pop-up. Shallow left field. Shortstop Mochizuki going out, and he'll settle under it and make the catch. And the inning is over. 1-2-3 go the Pacifics in the first. Top second, Sonoma and San Rafael scoreless in the Pacific Association Championship game right here on the Stompers Radio Network, presented by TuneIn and KSVY in Sonoma. top two, and that was a quick first inning for Saldivar. 9 pitches needed. And we go to the top of the second with the Stompers sending 5, 6, 7 to the plate, beginning with Jared Mochizuki, the shortstop, against Selson Polanco.
Leading off the second inning for the Stompers, shortstop, number 11, Jared Mochizuki.
Mochizuki hitting .302 this year. He has risen that batting average over the 300 mark on the final game he played in the regular season with a 2-hit day, and he takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. .831 OPS. He went on a tear in August. And he's hits in 17 in his last 18 games as that fastball misses up high, and it's 1-1. The Maui native, 30 years old. Waiting on Polanco. And the 1-1. Swinging a pop-up. Shallow left field. It's going to be the shortstop, Gonzalez, going out, and he'll make the catch. One gone here in the second. And now Hurley.
Now batting for the Stompers, left fielder, number 22, Mark Hurley.
Hurley hitting .302 this year. 9 home runs, a team best 20 doubles, an OPS of .828. The rookie from Cal State Monterey Bay, who was a first-teamer in the CCAA. Both seasons he was with the Otters. Takes a first-pitch fastball up and in for ball 1. No score, top second here in the Pacific Association Championship game. As Hurley waits on the 1-0. It's up high again, 2-0. By weighted runs created plus, which is a measure of how a player relates to the average player in this league, Hurley has a 130 WRC plus and a swing and a miss on a fastball, 2-0, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. On this team, for the players that are still on it, that puts him second behind Yuki Yasuda. Other players like Joel Carranza, who moved on to Trois-Rivières of the Can-Am League, 2-1. Swinging a drive into right field, but right at Hova, who drifts over to his right, and he makes the catch, 2 gone. Carranza had a 160 weighted runs created plus. Matt Hibbert had a 138 WRC plus before he went on to Gary of the American Association.
Number 31, Andrew Parker.
And here's Andrew Parker, who stands in for the first time tonight, the Stompers catcher, hitting .204 this season, but he has an OPS even with that .204 batting average in the low 700s as Polanco's first pitch is up and in, ball 1. And so Polanco pitching right to the scouting report at this point. The 1-0 pitch from Polanco, swinging a bouncing ball towards short. Gonzalez has it. He'll throw on over, and the inning is over. 725 the OPS for Parker before that at bat. The Stompers go down 1-2-3 in the second. Sonoma and San Rafael scoreless here, bottom second of the Pacific Association Championship game on the Stompers Radio Network.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook at San
Bottom
Rafael.
2 and the Stompers and Pacifics are tied 0-0. And here's a very intriguing matchup to begin the second, as the Pacific's best hitter, Jake Taylor, will come to the plate to take on Saldivar.
Leading off the bottom of the second for your Pacifics, first baseman, number 45, Jake Taylor.
Taylor hit the ball well when he was down in the Pecos League, and the Pacifics, right as the second half began, picked him up, hoping he could play third base. And when he got here, he was on fire, and he has not stopped hitting since. 12 home runs in the second half. He's been hitting as well as departed first baseman Matt Chavez as the fastball misses high for ball 1 from Saldivar. Taylor is hitting .366 with those 12 home runs, 10 doubles, 2 triples. And the 1-0 slider, did he go? No swing on a check swing. It's 2-0. An 1128 OPS, which is just insane. And a weighted runs created plus of 199 in his 35 games. 2-0. Swing and a miss on a fastball down and in, 2-1. But like a lot of bats in this league, when he sees a good fastball, there aren't many in this league, but when you see a good fastball, it can be tough to try and catch up to it. And I think Saldivar is going to try and attack him with that instead of his breaking stuff. It's 2-1 now to Taylor. And the pitch. Fastball just a bit high, 3-1. Taylor also only walks 5.77% of the time, and so he's very aggressive. In fact, he's the most aggressive on the first pitch out of any player on this Pacifics team. A 3-1. Swing and a miss on another fastball, and it's 3-2. And I think Saldivar, now that he's seen it happen twice swinging through fastballs, I think he's going to throw another one. It's 3-2, the pitch. Fastball a bit high, ball 4, and Taylor actually takes a walk. And so a rare walk for Taylor. And with nobody out and the first base runner of the game aboard for the Pacifics, here's Jeremy Williams.
Number 18, Jeremy Williams.
Williams hitting .283, 9 home runs, 15 doubles, a .758 OPS, but a team most 70 strikeouts, although he has walked 26 times. First pitch from Saldivar is a fastball on the outside corner. It's 0-1 to Williams. Scoreless, bottom second in the Pacific Association Championship game. We thank you for tuning in here on the Stompers Radio Network. Saldivar 0-1. Slider down and away. It's 1-1. Now the question becomes, after a few innings here, how long is Saldivar going to go? He can go as long as he's effective, but the Stompers do have some bolts in the chamber in case they need to use them. 1-1. Fastball lifted high in the air to right. This is pretty deep out there. Kendall's right in front of the wall. He's going to make the catch. As Williams, even though it looked like that came in on him, he was able to still get the bat head around and send it way out there to right. One gone, and here's Chase Tucker.
Second baseman, number 9, Chase Tucker.
So here's Chase Tucker, who had some time in the American Association before being signed by the Pacifics. The 25-year-old from the University of Redlands. Played with Gary in the American Association, Windy City, and Frontier in the American Association. First pitch slider down, it's 1-0. And he played at the University of Redlands down there in the desert, the high desert, so to speak, of Southern California. His first season of professional baseball, 1-0. And a slider catches the outside corner, 1-1. Sonoma and San Rafael, the rivalry that began last year when the Stompers were formed by the ownership group of the Pacifics to add a fourth team to the Pacific Association, 1-1. Swinging a pop-up over my head on the third base side and out of play. And it's 1-2. And then over the offseason, Eric Galata, who was a sponsor partner with the Stompers, decided to make the purchase and bring the ownership into the city of Sonoma, and it's been a great, great change for the franchise. 1-2. Fastball. Strike 3 called on the inside corner as Saldivar paints it with Parker sticking it, and there's 2 gone on Saldivar's first strikeout of the game.
Batting 7th for your Pacifics, catcher number 25, Ricky Gingras.
Here's Ricky Gingras with 2 outs. The left-handed hitting catcher also very aggressive on the first pitch, and he will take a slider for a called strike, 0-1. Hitting .240 this year, 9 home runs, 15 doubles, a .705 on-base percentage, plus slugging with a .304 on base. The 0-1 is away. It's 1-1. Hope you guys are staying with us on the radio side. The internet has kind of been off and on here, and I go by internet when I'm doing my broadcast, and so we hope you guys are still sticking with us. Well, even if there's a small break, we would be back right away as the slider misses high, 2 balls and 1 strike. And so Saldivar, who gave up the walk to Taylor to begin things, then got a fly out from Williams and a strikeout against Tucker, is now behind 2-1 to Ricky Gingras. The 24-year-old from Hemet, California, and the 2-1 fastball's at the knees for a called strike, 2-2. On deck for San Rafael is the designated hitter Johnny Bakakis. Bakakis hoping that the man in front of him, Gingras, can make something happen against Saldivar. 2-2. And the breaking ball missing outside. It's a full count, 3-2, and Taylor will be off on the pitch. No real shift going on yet. We haven't seen it too much in this game. We saw it a bunch over the weekend, but we'll try and point them out as they happen. As Saldivar's 3-2. Slider lined foul off to the left. And it remains 3-2. The Stompers, of course, have tried many a different shift. Against Taylor, they actually tried a four-man outfield by bringing the second baseman, Yuki Yasuda, out to right to kind of protect against jam jobs that would get into shallow right or down the right field line. They've had three men on the left side of second base. They've had five-man infields. They've done a lot. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Just challenge them with the fastball, and Gingras goes down on strikes to end the inning. 2 strikeouts for Santos Saldivar. No hits on either side yet as we go top 3. Sonoma and San Rafael scoreless in the Pacific Association Championship game on the Stompers Radio Network. No score. It is the top of the third as Matt Rubino will step in to face Celsin Polanco, the left-handed hitting DH and backup catcher. In his first year of professional baseball, will lead off the third for Sonoma in a 0-0 game. No hits on either side. Both Polanco and Saldivar have been good as Celsin Polanco fires away, and it's a fastball at the belt for a strike, 0-1. Rubino was the player Sonoma received when Isaac Wenrick went to the Florence Freedom of the Frontier League. 0-1. Fastball away. It's 1-1. And so far, Rubino is 3 for his first 9 with the team, including a 2-hit day yesterday. Swinging a drive. Center field and deep. Pace is giving chase, and he's at the wall, and he makes the catch. Rubino gave that a ride. But Pace, who's got great range in center field, the 10-year vet, was able to run it down one away. And here's Mora Loera.
Batting ninth for the Stompers, number 4, Eddie Mora Loera.
The youngster from Oakland, Eddie Mora Loera, is 6 for his first 27 with a double. Out of Jacksonville State. Graduated early this year, actually in December. First pitch up, and then it's 1-0. He was just working out down here in the Bay Area and was trying to check out the leagues and see if there's any interest. 1-0. And it's up and in, almost hitting Mora Loera that time, 2-0. And the Stompers got a tip. They needed someone after TJ Gavlik left. He retired a couple weeks ago, the Stompers starting third baseman, and Eddie Mora Loera shows up. 2-0. Takes up and in. Ball 3. And now it's 3-0 to the Stompers third baseman. No score. Top 3. 1 out. And he's done very well, especially defensively. He has been terrific at the hot corner for Sonoma. And the 3-0 is a fastball at the knees for a called strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Mora Loera, who played at Bishop O'Dowd in Oakland before going to Sierra College. 3-1. Up and in. Ball 4, and it's another walk from Polanco, his second of the game. And the Stompers have some speed on the base pass with some speed at the plate. And
Now batting for Sonoma,
as Yasuda comes up,
Yuki Yasuda.
Takashi Miyoshi has mentioned this is a team that has had to change its moniker. It's no longer a station-to-station team with so much power leaving. And you hear the Stompers fans with the uke chants akin to who let the dogs out. as Polanco sets and fires. And it's a fastball on the outside for a called strike, 0-1. And so Yoshi's going to be very quick to try and put some things in motion when he has speed on the base pass. And that means Mora Loera, that means Yasuda, that means Keith Kendall, who's on deck, that means Chad Bunting when he can get on. And a good lead by Mora Loera, and Polanco's just going to check on him, and he throws it away! He lollipops one over to first, and he shorts Taylor, who couldn't make the play, and it's going to be an error on Polanco that allows Mora Loera to go to second. And I don't know where Polanco's head was there. Absolutely just incredible. It's an error on Polanco. And now Yasuda has a runner in scoring position with one out. Tucker's closer to the bag at second, trying to hold him on, now retreats. And that's up and in over the head of Yasuda. 1 ball and 1 strike. And so the first bit of danger in this game for either team, so to speak, is there's a runner in scoring position for the Stompers. Still no hits. But a walk and then an error on a pickoff throw by Polanco has put the speedy Eddie Mora Loera at second. 1-1, Bunchoni Yasuda trying to push his way on, and it's not going to be knocked down by Polanco. Everybody's safe, and an infield single for Yasuda and a heads-up move by the Stompers' second baseman. Now runners at first and third. And here comes Keith Kendall, and Nick DeBar, the Pacific's pitching coach, is going to head out to have a little discussion with Polanco. Now, on the Pacific side, they still have a lot of pitchers they can use as well, but they were hoping Polanco could go a long way. Remember, he's thrown at least 7 innings in his last 4 starts. The other start he had with 6 2/3, and so he definitely has the stuff to go long in games. But the Pacifics have to be quick if Polanco's ineffective because, of course, there is no tomorrow, so to speak. I am going to try and avert myself from not using any cliches. I mean, have to do my best here. You, the listener at home, unless you want some, we do puns, of course. You know how sweep it is. That was the big thing in the first half when the Stompers were sweeping everybody on their way to the first half championship. We're not averse to puns. But now with runners at the corners, this is exactly what Takashi Miyoshi was talking about. You have speed on the base pass. Yasuda, who's very good at stealing bases, is at first. And he's going to make Gingras and Polanco think about what to do with him over there. And Polanco's not going to be lollipopping, and he throws to first. I can guarantee it. Runner goes. First pitch taken for a strike, and Gingras is going to let him go. He fakes the throw to third, and Yasuda has a stolen base. And so now there's runners at second and third with 1 out, and a 1-strike count to Keith Kendall. And the infield's going to play back here, so they would not mind surrendering a run, and we'll see if Kendall can maybe at least do some situational baseball by getting the run in second and third with less than 2 outs, but the strikeout situation for Polanco. 0-1. Swinging a ball, blooped, shallow right field. Tucker going out, Hova coming in, and Hova will reach down and make the catch. Tagging at third, Mora Loera, and now he's hung up. The cutoff man, Taylor, has it. He's going to go to third, and he's going to fake the throw home, and Gingras won't make the tag. Mora Loera is out of the baseline, and he's out, and the inning is over, and a bad base running mistake by the rookie ends what could have been a golden inning for the Stompers. 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the third. No score between Sonoma and San Rafael here on the Stompers Radio Network on the Pacific Association Championship game. A tough way to end the third for the Stompers as Eddie Mora Loera gets hung up trying to tag on a shallow fly. Michael Hova with a shoestring catch charging in on a ball, and he's able to get it in quick enough to hang up Mora Loera between third and home, and he's eventually tagged out. And so now here we are, bottom 3, as Santos Sandoval will throw a first pitch slider to Johnny Bukakis, and it's 0-1 to the Pacific's designated hitter. Bukakis hitting .305 this year. Another slider swing and a miss. Got him way out in front. And it's 0-2. It actually looked like the curveball more than the slider due to the speed. The Concord native, 23 years old, went to Long Beach State. A 736 OPS with 14 doubles and a home run this year for the Pacifics. 0-2. Another slider swung on and missed, and this is in the dirt, and Parker has it. He'll throw down to first to complete the strikeout. 3 strikeouts in a row now for Santos Saldivar. That goes K2-3, and here's David Kiriakos.
Batting ninth for your Pacifics, third baseman, number 2, David Kiriakos.
Kiriakos, 277, 2 home runs, 7 doubles, 2 triples, a 714 OPS. In his second year with the Pacifics, the San Bernardino native. And the first pitch, fastball popped up, but this will get out of play to the right. 0-1. No score here between Sonoma and San Rafael in the bottom of the third inning of the Pacific Association Championship game. The Pacifics trying to go back-to-back, while the Stompers in their second year and first championship game trying to bring home their first title to Wine Country. Saldivar with a long pause waiting for this signal, the 0-1. Fastball right there at the knees, and it's 0-2. And Saldivar is just firing him in. The Pacifics have not seen him that well. The only mistake, a walk to Taylor, and that's a quote-unquote mistake. 0-2 from Saldivar. The pitch. Slider, it's down, 1-2. Tried to get Kiriakos to chase. But Kiriakos, one of the more patient hitters on the team, a 365 on base. A walk rate of just over 10%. 1-2. Swinging a bouncer, left side, deep in the hole, Mochizuki. Rounds about, throws across the body, but it's not going to be in time. Kiriakos too fast. An infield single, the first hit of the game for the Pacifics. And he'll get the leadoff man, Zach Pace, back to the plate with 1 on and 1 out.
Now batting for your Pacifics, sponsored by Alta Construction. Number 24, the Zach Attack, Zach Pace.
Pace is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to second his first time up, and for the first time since that walk to Taylor, Saldivar will pitch out of the stretch. And I think a look around the infield trying to figure out the positioning with Pace at the plate, not expecting a bunt. As Saldivar looks and fires, and it's a fastball in the outside corner, 0-1. Many dignitaries here in the crowd. A lot of former and current Stompers employees. A lot of players and members of the other teams here to watch this one in person, as Saldivar will toss one over to Kiriakos as he stands up getting back on the pickoff attempt. Pace waiting as Saldivar sets at the belt. The pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Parker on the slider, and Saldivar not happy with himself for throwing it that far into the dirt. It's 1-1. Pace, who was here from the beginning with the Pacifics in 2012, played at Sonoma State up in Rohnert Park. 1-1. Slider, and just missing low. A good pitch, though. It's 2-1. He's played 10 years of professional baseball, Frontier League, American Association, you name it, he's been there. Slap hitting center fielder with an odd batting stance, open with his hands at his hips. 2-1, swinging a ball foul out of play to the left. 2-2, and if you look at his style at the plate, he really looks like he could have played back in like the 1920s. Got those baggy pants, the high socks, the batting stance really straight out of the 1920s. Saldivar's 2-2. Swing and a miss. He chased a fastball up, and it's the fourth strikeout for Saldivar. 2 gone, and here's Gonzalez.
Now batting for your Pacifics and sponsored by Gracelia Jewelers, it's Gonzo Daniel Gonzalez.
So Gonzalez comes to the plate. He lined one off the end of the bat that Saldivar snagged, falling off the first base side of the pitcher's mound. And now Gonzalez, that first pitch, swinging a foul back on a fastball. It's 0-1. Gonzalez has that pigeon-footed stance where the lead foot is turned inward with the with the back foot. It's an attempt to stay closed, keep the front shoulder in tight. 0-1. Fastball on the outside corner. It's 0-2. I'll tell you what, folks. Santos Saldivar, he pitched in the Frontier League, only made one appearance, then was released with Windy City. And now he looks like someone who should be back up there. He's got that type of stuff. And time is called as Gonzalez wanted a bit more time before Saldivar came set. At first, it's Kiriakos after reaching on the infield single deep in the hole to left. And the pitch up and in, and Gonzalez almost gets hit or tries to play it off like he does. It's 1-2. Time called as Kiriakos wants to clear out his path over there at first base. Only one ball has been hit to an outfielder since Saldivar began this game, and that was the fly ball deep to right that Williams said a few feet shy of the wall. Saldivar 1-2. Fastball fouled out of play over my head on the first base side, and it remains 1-2. On deck, Michael Hoba. Bottom three here. The Stompers a strike away from getting out of it. One runner on. That's Kiriakos at first. Saldivar sets at the belt. Fires. Runner goes. Swing and a miss on a slider down and away. And the inning is over. Kiriakos strikes out the side in the third. That's 5 strikeouts now from the rookie from Pasadena, Texas. Top 4, Sonoma and San Rafael scoreless on the Stompers Radio Network. Top 4, let's go to the game reset as we begin the middle part of this game. The Pacific Association Championship between the first half champion Sonoma Stompers and the second half champion San Rafael Pacifics. Not much to tell you. No runs on 1 hit, no errors for the Stompers. No runs on 1 hit with 1 error for the Pacifics. The Stompers had runners at second and third in the third, but could not score after a base running mistake by Eddie Moraloera. Now Danny Baptista stands in from the left side and takes a first pitch strike from Celsin Polanco. Baptista flew out to deep center field his first time up. And the 0-1 from Polanco. Swing and a miss. And he took something off of that. It's 0-2. Meanwhile, Santos Saldivar has been tremendous. The last 5 outs have all been recorded via the strikeout, including a strikeout of the side in the bottom of the third. Only hit he's allowed has been an infield single. 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Baptista goes down on 3 pitches as Polanco has his first strikeout, 1 gone in the fourth.
Now batting for the Stompers, number 1, Chad Bunting.
Here's Bunting. Bunting grounded out to second to end the first inning. So the Stompers took the first half with ease, 26-11. They were 18-3 in their first 21 games. The first half was basically theirs from the start as Bunting swings and fouls one back, 0-1. But like we said, once it moved to the second half and we had players moving on to other teams, it became one of those things where the Stompers trying to fill in gaps as quickly as they could, but a lot of players got the call as the 0-1. Swinging a bouncing ball towards short. A 2-hopper to Gonzalez, and he has it. And he'll throw over, 2 gone. Here's Mochizuki.
Now batting for the Stompers, 11, Jared Mochizuki.
Mochizuki popped out to shallow left to the shortstop Gonzalez in his first at bat. And so the Stompers tried to reload pitching. Their pitching was decent in the first half, but they thought they could get better. As the first pitch, swinging a foul back by Mochizuki, 0-1. And so they add Santos Saldivar. They add Dylan Stoops. They add another reliever named Cole Warren. These guys come in and they solidify the back end. They really do a good job out of the pen. 0-1. Swinging a line shot, right center field. That's in the gap. That's a base hit, and it's going to be backhanded by Hova. Here's the strong throw into second, and Mochizuki, who took a big turn at first, has his arms out saying, why you got to throw that in, Hova? Still can't believe it. He said, I wanted 2, man. But it's the second hit of the night for the Stompers. And with 2 outs, here's Hurley. Hurley, who flied out to deep center himself in his first at bat, much like Baptista did. Stands in from the right side. A lot of power. 9 home runs. Right now he is the team leader. As Polanco will come set. Mochizuki not much of a threat at first base. And the pitch is taken on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1. But then in the second half, like we said, the Pacifics added Taylor. Matt Chavez continued his tear. He's going to be the MVP of this league, no questions asked. Set all kinds of records. 0-1. And a breaking ball missing high, 1-1. Chavez moves on to the Lake Elsinore Storm, the high A affiliate of the San Diego Padres in the California League. He's doing well for himself there, 26, which you should be doing well in that league. But it was more of a tryout to see if Chavez might get a shot at some of the upper levels in San Diego Padres organization next year. As Hurley checks his swing and fouls one off into the dugout of the Pacifics. Everyone's okay, 1-2. That's the only player that the Pacifics really lost this year. Meanwhile, the Stompers lose 2/3 of their players. 2/3 from that opening day starting lineup. Polanco sets, fires 1-2. Swinging a ball, reach for, bounce towards second. Tucker has the slow roller. He'll have to hurry his throw over. Hurley with a good 90, almost beat it out, but the inning is over. 1 left on for the Stompers after the Mochizuki single. We will head to the bottom of the 4th. Still scoreless here in the Pacific Association title game between the Sonoma Stompers and the San Rafael Pacifics. Back after this on the Stompers Radio Network. Bottom 4, and this will be a test for Santos Saldivar, who struck out the last 5 batters for outs in this game, including striking out the side in the 3rd. It is 0-0, bottom 4, and he's got the heart of the order. Hova, Taylor, Williams, second time through for the Pacifics.
Number 10, Michael Hova.
So Hova, who has made the defensive play of the game so far, with the heads-up throw from right field to get Morloera in a rundown, settles in and takes a fastball away for ball 1. He popped out to the shortstop on the first pitch he saw back in the 1st. Saldivar just cruising along the 1-0. And that is a bit inside, 2-0. So Hova, who doesn't walk much, high contact player, 2-0, takes a slider for a called strike, 2-1. Not too many guys can hit a good fastball in this league, but he is one of them. As Saldivar rocks and fires. In the dirt with the fastball, 3-1. Saldivar has walked only 1 batter in the game so far. The 3-1. Slider inside, ball 4, and he walks Hova. Hova has only walked 12 times coming into this game tonight. He draws a walk here to lead off the 4th. And now the dangerous Jake Taylor.
Number 45, it's the beast, Jake Taylor.
Pardon me, that's the 14th walk that Hova has been administered this year. Taylor drew a walk his first time up as well. So Hova not much of a threat to steal, but this is a good double play scenario for Saldivar if he can get Taylor to roll over one. And Parker, who gets the signal out to Saldivar, and the pitch. It's in the dirt. It's going to get by Parker. Hova's going to go to second as it goes all the way to the deep backstop here at Albert Park. And the Pacifics have a runner in scoring position. Parker is going to get a new baseball and give it to Saldivar, but Saldivar's wild pitch has given the Pacifics their first runner in scoring position in this game. No score, bottom 4. And Parker's going to go out and have a discussion with Saldivar. Now, Taylor has first base open over here. And we talked about how his performance has mirrored that of Matt Chavez. And I'm not sure if the manager, Takashi Miyoshi, is thinking perhaps about walking Taylor in this situation, but it might be something the Stompers would try here. No, they're going to pitch to him, but they'll pitch to him very carefully. Saldivar Waiting for the signs from Parker. Gets what he wants. Hova off second. And the pitch. Slider swung on him, missed. And Taylor was looking for the 2-run homer there. It's 1-1. He pulled everything out. Front, shoulder, head. He took a huge cut. He thought he was going to crush that one. And to his credit, that was a hanger. Saldivar sets the 1-1. Another slider swung on and missed. That one, though, that just dove off the table. Taylor had no shot there, 1-2. So you go from a hanger to that pitch, which starts where the hanger ended and then falls below the knees. That is just remarkable. Shows you the stuff Saldivar has. It's the best in this league. 1-2. Check swing on a fastball. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Dean Poteet says it's a strikeout, the 6th of the game for Saldivar, changing the eye level, and now that's 6 consecutive outs via the strikeout.
Number 18, Jeremy Williams.
And here's Jeremy Williams, who took a pitch inside out to deep right field his first time up and almost hit it out of here. Almost an excuse me homer, to be quite honest with you. And everybody playing deep for Williams here in the Stompers outfield. As Saldivar is going to come set. The runner at second and the first pitch. Swing and a line shot. Left center field. Hurley comes in. It'll fall in front of him for a base hit. The throw will come in, and Morlo Air will cut it off. He'll think about going to second. Williams advances on the throw, and there's runners at second and third after the Williams single. And here comes Chase Tucker. And so now with runners at second and third, Saldivar in his first bit of trouble in the game with 1 out. But he is facing now the bottom part of the order, beginning with Tucker. He struck out Tucker looking his first time up. But that was a breaking ball that hung up there, and we'll see the Stompers bring the infield in.
Now batting for your Pacifics, number 9. Who are you going to call? Chase Tucker.
So Hova's at third, Williams at second. Hova will not be on a contact play. He's going to wait for a ball to get through. Tucker's job here is to get one over the infield. Saldivar's first pitch. Slider off the plate away for ball 1. The dangerous Ricky Gingras is on deck. It's a strikeout situation for Saldivar. 1-0. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and he threw another slider there that Tucker just swung right over the top of. It's 1-1. Sonoma and San Rafael, folks, in the Pacific Association Championship. No score, bottom 4. 1-1. Check swing on a fastball up, but it's a ball 2-1. So Hova, who reached by the walk, and Williams, who reached by the single and then went to second on the throw, is there. The 1-1, swinging a pop-up, out of play to the right. Pardon me, that was the 2-1. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Saldivar strike away from getting the strikeout and setting the infield back to normal depth, which would be a huge benefit for the Stompers here in the 4th. Saldivar nods the head. And the 2-2. Slider, reach forward, bounce left side, through a base hit. Coming in to score, Hova. Williams will get the stop sign, and now he's hung up. Hurley held onto the ball. Williams scores. The throw to second, not in time. It's 2-0 Pacifics. And Hurley, for whatever reason, did not get the ball in. And it's a big-time mistake by the Stompers left fielder, and the Pacifics have taken the lead.
And Jeremy Williams with a little, now you see me, now you don't. Now batting for your Pacific.
And here's Gingras.
Ricky Gingras.
And so the Stompers fall behind here. As Chase Tucker comes through with the big offensive hit in this game. Only the 3rd hit given up by Saldivar. And the first pitch is down low for ball 1. And we've talked about the issues with the Stompers offense in the second half. Over this weekend against the Pacifics, they only managed 4 runs in the 3 games against San Rafael. And so their offense is going to have to come up with something big now, down 2-0. The pitch, and that's in there for a called strike. It's 1-1.
Number 8 and 9 for Chase Tucker.
Tucker off second, 1-1. With Gingras waiting in the left-handed batter's box. He struck out swinging his first time up. Saldivar fires. Slider line right at the first baseman, Baptista. And he'll make the catch, 2 gone. Kind of a soft liner that jammed Gingras, it looked like.
Number 5, it's Johnny John Juan Bakakis.
And here's Bakakis, who struck out swinging his first time up, chasing a few sliders in the dirt. And so Saldivar just wants to get his team back in the dugout so they can figure out what to do against Polanco. Now they're down 2-0. Tucker's got good speed, so a ball through the infield will most likely score him. First pitch lifted high in the air to center. Bunting's going back on this amongst the dirt in center field. Yes, the dirt in center field, as it's a softball field on the other side of Albert Park. He makes the catch. The inning is over, but 2 runs come home thanks to a 2-run single by Chase Tucker. We head to the 5th, and the Stompers trail in this Pacific Association Championship game by the score of 2-0 on the Stompers Radio Network.
Andrew Parker.
Top 5 in the San Rafael Pacifics have taken a 2-0 lead in the Pacific Association Championship, with Andrew Parker standing in from the right side to face Celsin Polanco. And the first pitch is taken just a bit low, ball 1. So the 2-run single by Tucker becomes the big hit in this game so far. And the 1-0 is a bit high, 2-0 to Parker. 7-8-9 for the Stompers. Parker, Rubino, Mora-Loera. Parker grounded out to short his first time up. And the 2-0 is taken at the knees for a called strike, 2-1. Parker does not hit well against right-handed pitching. We've talked about his massive platoon splits against same side pitching. And the 2-1, swinging a pop-up. Foul ball side of home plate, first base. And it's Gingras who settles under it for the out. The catcher giving the Pacifics the first out of the inning. Parker, coming into tonight's game, had only hit 104 against right-handed pitching this year, with a 259 on base and a 167 slugging. But he's in there for his defense and his ability to call a game, as Matt Rubino stands in for the left side. He flew out to deep center his first time up, and he takes a fastball high for ball 1. And so the Stompers hoping that they can figure out Polanco here as they get through the second time and begin the third time through the order, as it's 1-0, and that's a swing on a line shot up the middle for a base hit. Matt Rubino, folks, the rookie, coming through with the base hit, and the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Eddie Mora-Loera.
Now batting for Sonoma, number 4, Eddie Mora-Loera.
Mora-Loera walked his first time to the plate. Rubino, who's pretty good on the base pass. He's not altogether fast, but he's a good base runner. Will take a few steps off first as Polanco's back into the stretch after the Stompers' third hit in the evening. And the first pitch is taken a bit down and away for ball 1. Sonoma trailing 2-0 here. Top 5 of the Pacific Association Championship game. San Rafael hosting this game at Albert Park, as Polanco sets and fires the 1-0, and that's away, ball 2. And this is where the Stompers' patience might end up helping the team in these middle innings. Polanco, who has a fielding independent number of 2.83, so he's done very well for himself, fires the 2-0 up and in, ball 3. He's been hit hard early, and then he settles down the second time through. But, you know, once you get to the third time through, he's a run worse via FIP, although that's a 1.59 jump to 2.66, so he's still tough. 3-0. Way upstairs, ball 4. That almost got by Gingras, And now a walk to Moraloera puts the tying run aboard. And the top of the order comes up for the Stompers with Yasuda, who bunted his way on with a beautiful push bunt down the first baseline in his last at bat.
Now batting for the Stompers, number 8, Yuki Yasuda.
The native of Yokohama, Japan, a student of the game under Takashi Miyoshi. They work out in the offseason. He has played masterfully for the Stompers since taking over the everyday second baseman's job in the beginning of July. Polanco sets and fires away. Bunt shown, and it's taken high, ball one. So Yasuda showing bunt there. Now, this is where the Stompers love to run that Butcher Boy play. They have the third baseman, Bakakis, in at the grass at third, but he's not charging in case of a bunt. But there's no reason to have a sacrifice bunt here with one out in the fifth. And so Yasuda might be trying to draw some infielders in. 1-0, and that's taken at the belt for a called strike, 1-1. So Rubino at second, Moraloera at first. Yasuda waiting on Polanco. And the pitch in the dirt, and wow, what a block by Gingras to his right to keep that from going to the backstop on the slider. 2-1. Gingras very good at receiving the ball. His arm is pretty good. It's in this league, a 2-second pop time ain't bad. He's about 2:05 when regularly clocked. Polanco sets high, and the 2-1 coming to Yasuda. Upstairs, ball three, and now Polanco is in danger of walking the bases loaded, and that Stompers' patience might be paying off here. And you can see the players in the dugout trying to get the fans behind them as Yasuda calls time. Polanco is coming set a bit too quickly for him. Stompers really trying to use that loyal fan base behind the dugout, a good 150 people behind that the third base dugout. Yasuda should get something good here, 3-1. Polanco's pitch. Fastball right on the corner. A beautiful pitch. It's 3-2. And so now Yasuda, who now has more walks this season than strikeouts, one more than he does strikeouts, will wait on the 3-2 from Polanco. Polanco setting high. And the pitch. Way up high, ball four. And Yasuda draws a walk. And the bases are loaded now as Keith Kendall comes to the plate. And now Nick DeBar is going to rush out there. And we might see some action down in the bullpen for San Rafael for the first time tonight. They have basically all the relievers available. They didn't use anyone outside of B.J. Collins yesterday. And so you have guys like Chris Lovejoy, the big lanky lefty down there, Patrick Conroy. You also have Michael Kirshner, the hard-throwing right-hander, Corey Boschancic, the hard-throwing right-hander. Actually, no joke, a relief pitcher hit a homer yesterday against Matt Walker of the Stompers. And, of course, they have their closer, Guadalupe Barrera. But in a 2-0 game with the bases loaded, Keith Kendall's job now is to just get something up in the air, get something over these infielders' heads or through the infield on a sharp grounder to try and put one on the board for the Stompers. Kendall tonight is 0 for 2. He's popped out to the first baseman, and he's flied out to right. Now, Taylor's in at first, but Kakis looks like he's going to be level with the bag at third. And he's going to play closer towards that hole so that he can try and take away that shot through the left side, although they're playing for two up the middle, so Gonzalez is close to second base. Kendall waits from the first pitch. Swing and a foul right back as Polanco challenged him with the fastball, 0-1. So the base is loaded with Rubino at third, Eddie Moraloera at second, and Yuki Yasuda at first. Kendall, third time he's seen Polanco. And with the bases loaded, this is the Stompers' best opportunity to try and eat away at that 2-0 lead. 0-1. Fastball down and away for ball one. And the last thing Polanco wants to do is walk in a run and bring Baptista to the plate with the bases loaded, because that could be trouble with Baptista's power. Polanco sets high. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss. He challenged Kendall there, and it's 1-2. Technically, this is a strikeout situation. The runner at third with less than 2 outs. You'd love to get the infield to normal depth with 2 outs. That's what Polanco's trying to do here against Kendall. The pitch. Hey, he checked his swing, but he went around on a high fastball. Kendall with a big mistake there, and there are 2 gone for Baptista, and it's up to the powerful left-handed hitter to try and bail his teammate out here.
Now batting for Sonoma, 44, Daniel Baptista.
The best opportunity the Stompers have had in this game. They trail by 2. Baptista 0 for 2 against Polanco. He has flied out to center. He has struck out swinging. Rubino at third, Mora Loera at second, Yasuda at first. Baptista, the powerful left-handed hitter, stands in. And the first pitch from Polanco. Swing and a miss, behind on a fastball, 0-1. The Stompers have stranded 3 so far in the first 4 innings. They have 3 runners on now. They need to come through with this base hit. Polanco sets, and the 0-1. Inside, gets away! It's going to go to the backstop! And coming in to score, Rubino, and the Stompers are on the board. It's 2-1. It crossed up Gingras. He was on the outside corner. That pitch went inside, and the wild pitch has cut the lead in half for Sonoma. It's 2-1. And now a base hit from Baptista would give the Stompers the lead. It's 1-1 now to Baptista. At third, Mora Loera. At second, Yasuda. And the pitch. Slider called a strike at the belt, and Baptista thought it was high. He has kind of a hangdog look as he stares back at Dean Poteet. It's 1-2. On deck is Chad Bunting for the Stompers. But Baptista is going to have to try and make something happen here. Now down 1-2. Polanco loves to go with that breaking stuff or the changeup 1-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He did throw the changeup. Baptista chased it, and the inning is over. 1 run comes in for the Stompers, but they do leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It is San Rafael 2 and Sonoma 1 here in the Pacific Association Championship game on the Stompers Radio Network, presented by TuneIn and KSVY 91.3 in Sonoma. Bottom 5 is Santos Saldivar is going to face David Kiriakos, and the first pitch is taken at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. So the Stompers trail 2-1 here, bottom 5 of the Pacific Association Championship game, but they miss an opportunity to add on to that 1 run that they scored on the wild pitch. As a fastball lifted high in the air, right center field. It's going to be Kendall calling off Bunting, and he'll settle under it to make the catch. 1 out. And back to the top of the order with Zach Pace.
Now batting for your Pacifics, sponsored by Alton Construction, 24, Zach Pace.
So Pace is 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out to second, and he has struck out. As the Stompers send a couple of players down to the bullpen, and we talked about the trio available for Sonoma tonight if Saldivar runs into any more trouble. As the first pitch from Saldivar is taken at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. Mike Jackson Jr., Dylan Stoops, Sean Conroy, all available for Sonoma tonight. Saldivar's only had 1 rough inning, but he has been very good. And that's a slider in the dirt. It's 1-1. Saldivar has thrown 69 pitches, with 44 of them going for strikes. The 1-1. Fastball down and in, 2-1 to Pace. He leads the league in walks. Pace has drawn 63 walks in 360 65 plate appearances as that fastball just misses high, 3-1. Pardon me, it's 373 plate appearances, 3-1. Fastball taken for a called strike, 3-2. He has only struck out 34 times in those plate appearances. So less than a 10% walk rate and strikeout rate. 3-2, swinging a ball lifted high in the air to left. It's a can of corn for Hurley. And he'll settle under it and make the catch. 2 gone. Not a lot of wind tonight, which is very unusual for a night game here at Albert Park as Danny Gonzalez comes to the plate.
Now batting for your Pacifics, sponsored by Grisalia Jewelers, number 12, Daniel Gonzalez.
Gonzalez lined back to Saldivar, and he struck out swinging. He is 0 for 2. Saldivar shakes the head, shakes it again. Not liking what Parker's given him. Now he gets it. And time's called as Gonzalez had to yell for it, as Saldivar had to shake off 3 times before getting the pitch he wanted. Bottom 5, Sonoma trailing 2-1 in the Pacific Association Championship game. As Saldivar with the 1-2. Oh, breaking ball in there for a called strike. Actually, pardon me, I said 1-2, and I was looking at Gonzalez's jersey. He is wearing number 12. A lot of 1-2s out there right now. 0-1. Check swing on a slider in the dirt. Dean Poti. Did he go? No, sir. On the appeal, 1-1. There's a 1-2 out on the scoreboard with the Stompers trailing 2-1. 1-2 with the strikes and outs in this inning. Numerology, folks. As the 1-1. Big breaking ball drops in high. It's 2-1. Michael Hova on deck, and the Pacifics wouldn't mind it, even if the inning ended, because it would be Hova and then Taylor and then Williams to begin the 6th against Saldivar. 1-1. Up high. Excuse me, now it's 3-1. Hova waiting on deck as Saldivar will have to come from behind here against Gonzalez. It's a 3-1 pitch now. Coming to the Pacific shortstop. Here it is. And it's a slider left high, ball 4. And Gonzalez will draw a walk with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Now batting for your Pacifics, number 10, Michael Hova.
Hova also drew a walk against Saldivar. Only 3 walks given up by Saldivar in the first 4 2/3. He's allowed only 6 base runners as Hova stands in and swings over the top of a slider. It's 0-1. Taylor on deck, and so this is where Saldivar would love the inning to stop. But you also can't hang one to Hova here. He is deadly on those hanging sliders. He does not miss those. Fastball lifted high in the air, deep left field. Hurley going back. He's at the wall. He reaches out. It's past him, and it's dropped. Going out is Bunting. Coming around third is Gonzalez. An RBI double for Hova makes it 3-1 Pacifics. And so the 2-out walk comes back to haunt Saldivar. And he left one up there for him as Hova reached out and just ripped one into the gap in left center. Hurley gave his best route on it, but he just couldn't reach out and get it.
On the season, RBI number 45 for Hova.
And now with 2 outs, here's Taylor. And it looks like they're going to intentionally walk him.
Number 45, Jake Taylor.
No, I don't think so. I thought I saw the 4 fingers come out of the dugout for some reason. But it looks like that was just to keep the infield in. A swing and a drive to deep center field. Bunting is going to drift over towards right center, and he'll make the catch as Taylor flies out on the first pitch to end the inning. But it was a 2-out RBI double by Michael Hova that has made it a 2-run lead once again for the Pacifics. We go to the 6th. Sonoma trails 3-1 in the Pacific Association Championship game on the Stompers Radio Network presented by TuneIn and KSVY. Top six as Celsin Polanco remains in the game for the Pacifics to take on Chad Bunting, the Stompers cleanup man, and the first pitch. Swinging a line shot foul as he turns on this one out of play to the left. It's 0-1. Bunting has grounded out to either side of second base tonight, to Tucker at second and to Gonzalez at shortstop. Bunting waiting on the 0-1. Swing and a miss over the top on a slider, and it's 0-2. Stompers with 12 outs remaining here. And they have to figure out how to make up a couple of runs here against Polanco, who has found his stuff in these middle innings. Swinging a bouncer right off of the left foot of Bunting. He is wearing that protective ankle guard, and he looks like he can walk it off okay. It remains 0-2. And Polanco kind of staying true to the scouting report here, as he has a tendency to go with the off-speed stuff when he's ahead in the count, and he's gone 0-2 through the slider to Bunting there. We'll see if he does it again. The pitch, swinging a foul right back as Bunting stays alive. It remains 0-2. It looks like Sean Conroy, the Stompers' long man, who has been so good in that role for Sonoma this year, is going to start warming up in the bullpen. And so it looks like with the Stompers down, they're going to try and go to him in case Saldivar runs into any issues in the sixth. 0-2 in the dirt, and Bunting takes as Gingras blocks it. 1-2. Bunting followed by Mochizuki and then Hurley. 4, 5, 6 for the Stompers. Bunting waiting as Polanco fires. Swinging a foul right back, and Bunting having some big hacks up there, staying alive. It remains 1-2. So he's fouled off 4 pitches here in this at bat. 3 after the 2 strike count. And now it's Polanco trying to figure out what he can do to get rid of Bunting. Here comes the 1-2. Swinging a bouncer off the plate, foul down the third base line. Again 1-2 as Bunting will see an 8th pitch in this at bat. And he's whittling away at that pitch count for Polanco, which now sits at 78. With 44 of them for strikes. Polanco peering in. And the 1-2. Swinging a ball, fouled off to the right. And this one will go off the netting near the Pacific's bullpen. And I'm running out of space for all my Fs for foul balls. It's 1-2. So Bunting just having a war up there. Waiting on his pitch. Here it comes from Polanco. Swinging a sharp ground ball, foul down the third base line, right past Takashi Miyoshi. And the battle continues. Unbelievable at bat here by Bunting. As Polanco's just trying to do his best to get out the Stomper center fielder, but he's not going down easy. 6 consecutive foul balls after the 2-strike count. And now the 10th pitch coming. Swing and a miss. He chased a slider in the dirt. Finally got him. Gingras will fire down to first, and Taylor, who had to come off the bag a step to make the catch, steps back on it to complete the strikeout. And so a 10-pitch at bat ends in a strikeout for Bunting, as Jared Mochizuki will stand in from the left side with 1 out here in the 6th.
Now batting for Sonoma, number 11, Jared Mochizuki.
Mochizuki 1 for 2. He had a single to deep right center that Hova tracked down to hold him to that single. And the pitch, swing and a foul back. It's 0-1. Sonoma trails 3-1. Top 6 of the Pacific Association Championship game. And the San Rafael Pacifics looking to go back-to-back here. Winning the championship outright in 2014. 0-1. It's down low, 1-1. In 2013, the Pacifics played the championship game here against Maui. In Maui's final season in the Pacific Association, Maui winning that championship. 1-1. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and it's 1-2. And so Polanco getting Mochizuki out in front, and Mochizuki kicks dirt as he exits the batter's box to try and refresh his mind. And now the shake of the head by Polanco and the 1-2. Change up off the plate away. Close pitch, but it's 2-2. Mochizuki leads the team in walks with 49. Only 55 strikeouts, too, in 304 at-bats. And that's way outside ball 3. And so he's got almost a 15% walk rate and just about a 16% strikeout rate. As Polanco now behind 3-2, will have to make his pitch here to Mochizuki or a walk will happen. It's in the dirt, gets to the backstop, and Mochizuki's going to take his walk. And Hurley comes to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on, or 1 out, pardon me, and a runner on. And he does have some power. So Mochizuki 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. And it looks like it's going to be the big lefty Patrick Conroy who will get up for the Pacifics out of their bullpen, which is an interesting idea considering the Stompers have a lot of right-handed hitters in their lineup. Only 3 left-handed hitters. As Polanco will set. And the first pitch. It's down low, ball 1. Hurley 0 for 2. He's flied out to center. He is grounded out to short, or second, pardon me. Mochizuki at first. The tying run at the plate with Hurley waiting on Polanco. Polanco sets high. And he fires. Swinging a foul right back. Hurley got a good pitch there, but it's 1-1 to the Stompers left fielder, who was signed by the Stompers during the league's open tryout in March. And he earned his starting position with a great spring training. And he's been the team's left fielder basically the entire year. He's moved around a few times with some other outfielders that have been added to the team throughout the year, but he's mainly been in left as the 1-1. Swinging and a foul right back, and that pitch was left up. It's 1-2. Polanco now has thrown 89 pitches. As Conroy continues to warm, as does Ryan DeJesus is just down there to kind of block. I was about to say, he pitched yesterday. That would be an odd person to get up. 1-2. Runner goes up high for a ball. The throw down to second is in time. And Mochizuki runs into an out. And there's 2 gone. And so Mochizuki runs into an out here with the tying run at the plate. And now Hurley, who sees a 2-2 count with Polanco, waits on the pitch. Oh, it hits him. And Polanco will put Hurley on with Parker now coming to the plate with 2 outs. Parker tonight is 0 for 2. He has grounded out to short, and he has popped out to the catcher. I don't think Hurley's going to be stealing here. Parker can definitely run into one. Stompers trail by 2, 3-1 here in the top of the 6th. 2 outs, and a runner at first in Mark Hurley. Polanco fires. Hurley goes. It's taken for a ball. The throw down to second is in time, and the Stompers run into 2 outs trying to steal second base. Ricky Gingras throws out 2 would-be base stealers, and the inning is over. The Stompers trail 3-1 here as we go to the bottom of the 6th in the Pacific Association Championship game here on the Stompers Radio Network. Bottom 6, and the Stompers have called on Sean Conroy, who's been the team's fireman through the majority of this season. He was the team's closer for a while. He had some spot starts where he was very good. And with a couple of pitchers departing, he took over as one of the starters as well. But what he's been to this team is expanded more than the field, of course, for the reasons of June 25th on Pride Night when Conroy made his historic start as the first openly gay baseball player in history. The scorecard and the lineup card from that game now reside in Cooperstown. Yes, the Sonoma Stompers are in the Hall of Fame, and Conroy's season has been magnificent. He's 5-2 with a 2.70 ERA. He has 49 strikeouts and 56 2/3, 12 walks, 40 hits, so a .92 whip. And by fielding independent numbers, Conroy sits at 3.02, and so he's right there with his peripherals, and he'll face 5, 6, 7 Williams, Tucker, Gingras. As Williams will come to the plate 1 for 2, and he had a big hit in the fourth when he singled and went to second on a throw in from the left fielder Hurley. And then he came home after Tucker's 2-run single. And so Conroy's first action here in the sixth. And the first pitch slider is off the plate away, ball 1. Conroy, a side armor who sits in the low to mid 80s with a sinking fastball and a slider from the 3/4 as it's 0-1. Swinging and a foul right back. It's 0-2. I thought that was ball 1 on the first pitch. I might be wrong though. 0-2. As Conroy fires away. Fastball high. It's 1-2. So it is 1-2, as they did call that first pitch a strike. And the pitch. Swing and a ball off the end of the bat, just foul by Williams. And it remains 1-2. Want to thank everybody for keeping with us on the stream. I know there's been internet issues. But that's unfortunately what it's like in independent baseball sometimes, folks. So thank you for staying with us. As Conroy gets what he wants, and the 1-2 over the top. A check swing on a curveball. Did he go? No, sir. 2-2. And I'll tell you what, that was pretty close. And some vocal Stompers fans not happy with the call. But it's 2-2 as Conroy will get what he wants from Parker. Slider popped up out of play to the right. It remains 2-2. So Patrick Conroy was up in the Pacifics bullpen. He has sat down though. And I'm not sure if that means he's ready or if they feel they can stay with Polanco here to begin the seventh. As it's a swing and a bouncer up the middle. Mochizuki snags it behind the back, turns, fires, and he's out. Mochizuki ranging very far to his left to pick that out right behind the bag, and he spins and throws, and Baptista helps him out on the other end. Well done by Jared Mochizuki. One gone for Chase Tucker. Tucker has the big hit in this game, the 2-run single in the fourth that gave the Pacifics a 2-0 lead. And now Conroy, with one gone, will face the Pacific second baseman. And that's down and in, almost hitting Tucker in the back leg, 0-1. San Rafael 3, Sonoma 1, bottom 6. Pacific Association Championship game as the Stompers with only 3 hits, the Pacifics with 4. Conroy nodding the head. And now the 1-0. Fastball right there at the belt. And it's a called strike, 1-1. Sonoma trying to dethrone the defending champs. The 1-1 over the top curveball swung on and fouled back. It's 1-2. The Stompers last year had a situation where to begin the first half, they were 2 games up on the Pacifics, needed to only win 1 here in San Rafael, lost all 3. Gave San Rafael the first half. As a swing and a line shot into right center field for a base hit. And it almost took a hop over Bunting Seb, but he's able to snag it. And Tucker has his second hit. As Gingras will come to the plate now with 1 out, 1 on, or 2 out and 1 on. I only have 1 out, so the scoreboard needs to get their stuff together here. There is only 1 out in the inning, yes, and Chase Tucker wants to know, is there 1 out? Yes, there is only 1 out. So the scoreboard is wrong here, so 1 out. And we have time called as they wanted to double check, and now the scoreboard has been changed. So 1 out, and Gingras will come to the plate 0 for 2. Conroy sets high, fires. Swinging a foul out of play to the left. 0-1. With a guy like Conroy, you think with his stuff and the way he throws, that lefties would have a little bit better look at him, and they do. They're hitting .306 against him from the left side with a .388 on base percentage as he checks over to Tucker at first. But there's very few left-handed hitters in this league. Only about a dozen or so. As Conroy sets, fires, runner goes. Swing and a miss. The throw down to second by Parker is not in time. Tucker got a great jump, and it's a stolen base for the Pacific second baseman. It's 0-2 to Gingras.
Chase Tucker is safe in second, just like you're safe with Marin Subaru.
So Conroy now has a runner in scoring position to deal with, as Gingras is behind 0-2 at home plate. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He chased a fastball up and away. And Gingras is down on strikes for the second time tonight. 2 gone for Johnny Bakakis, the Pacific's DH.
Now batting for your Pacifics, number 5, Johnny Bakakis.
And so Moro Loera is at third. Motozuki is at short. And Yasuda is at second. And they're going to stay in position. I thought a shift might be on as Bakakis swings over the top of a slider, 0-1. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out, and he's flied out to center. There was some kind of maneuvering. The second baseman was inching over towards the bag. That was Yasuda. But they decided to play Bakakis straight up here with 2 outs. No funny shifting here. We really haven't seen much shifting tonight. As now with the runner on second, Parker and Conroy, I think, are getting the signs mixed up, so now they're talking indicators. Stompers trail 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th as this game closing quickly on the Stompers. They only have 9 outs to go. And Celson Polanco has been good. Conroy looks in, gets what he wants from Parker. So 0-1 to Bakakis. The pitch. Swinging a line shot, shallow center field. Bunting races in, and he reaches up to make the catch, and the inning is over. The Stompers 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. The Pacifics 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 errors. 1 error, pardon me. 2 runs came across for the Pacifics in the 4th inning on the 2-run single by Chase Tucker. The Stompers got 1 on a wild pitch with the bases loaded to cut it to 2-1, but couldn't get any more. And then the 3rd run came in after a single, or after a double by Michael Hova as Parker swings at the first pitch and bounces it to third. Kiriakos has it. He throws it across. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the Stompers' 7th as Parker now 0 for 3. And now here's Matt Rubino.
Now batting for Sonoma, number 3, Matt Rubino.
Rubino is 1 for 2. He singled in the center and then came across to score the only run of the game so far for the Stompers on that wild pitch. First pitch, taken at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. So the Stompers running out of time. Only 8 outs as Conroy gets up, as does Hudson. 0-1, swing and a miss. Chased a fastball up, and it's 0-2. Polanco trying to get Rubino out here. The 0-2, and a changeup down and away, 1-2. The Pacifics have won 8 of 9 against the Stompers. 1-2, and that's away again, 2-2. They took 5 of 6 against the Stompers in the middle of August. That really put the distance between San Rafael and Sonoma. Two teams came into that series tied. As Rubino lifts this one high in the air to deep left center field. Going out is Williams and Pace. It'll be Williams settling under it to make the catch. And there's 2 gone. And here is Eddie Moraloera. And so they've had the arms warming up in the pen, but Polanco is doing what Polanco has done since coming here to the Pacifics. He's going deep into the game. He's keeping his team in the lead. And the Stompers, who have done everything they could to put the pressure on the Pacifics, are running out of time as that fastball misses up high. Ball 1. Moraloera has walked twice against Polanco. 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. That was the 100th pitch for Polanco. 55 of them have been for strikes. The 2-0. Up and in, ball 3, and Moraloera is a pitch away from drawing his 3rd walk against Polanco. Now, I think the first player that would come in would be Conroy if San Rafael goes to the bullpen. 3-0, and that's a strike on the inside corner with the fastball. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Polanco rocks and fires. Fastball just down and away, ball 4, not by much. 3rd walk drawn by Moraloera. And this will get Yuki Yasuda to the plate as the tying run. Speaking of walks, Yasuda 1 for 1 with 2 walks tonight.
Batting for the Stompers, number 8, Yuki Yasuda.
And Conroy looks like he's ready down there, so I think he'll only get called upon if Polanco can't finish off the 7th. And Yasuda wants to make sure that happens. As the first pitch from Polanco, way up high, ball 1. And so now Polanco, who's thrown 104 pitches, might be at the end of his gas tank here. And the 1-0. And that fastball's at the belt for a called strike, 1-1. Sonoma trailing by 2. It's 1-1 from Polanco. Up high, 2-1 to Yasuda. And now Yasuda ahead in the count. Will try and sit on a fastball from Polanco or take it if it's off the plate. He's going to be patient up here. Polanco sets high, the 2-1. Up and in, ball 3, and now things could get interesting if Polanco walks Yasuda and puts the tying run aboard, even with 2 outs. And this might force a pitching change, which might play into the Stompers' hands here in the 7th. 3-1. Swinging a foul right back. Yasuda got a good pitch there, but it's 3-2. So Mora will be going on the pitch. Taylor tells him he's going to play off the bag. He's not going to even try to hold him on here. And so Polanco will be free to make the pitch home. Polanco sets high. And the pitch. Swinging a bloop. right on the infield, right to the shortstop, Gonzalez. He'll make the catch, and the inning is over. One left on for the Stompers. It's been 7 strong innings by Celsin Polanco. It's time to stretch here at San Rafael. Sonoma trailing 3-1 here in the Pacific Association Championship game on the Stompers Radio Network.
Pacifics. Number 2, David Kiriakos.
Bottom 7 as the Sonoma Stompers trail 3-1. Sean Conroy in relief for his second inning of work. He'll face 9-1-2 in the Pacifics order, and that begins with David Kiriakos, the right-handed hitting third baseman, whose first pitch he sees. He tries to bunt at it, but fouls it off to the right, and it's 0-1. Kiriakos had the first hit of this game on an infield single deep in the hole on the left side, and then he flew out to right field, so he is 1 for 2. After Kiriakos, Zach Pace, and then Danny Gonzalez. So 1. Swing and a miss. Tied him up with the fastball, 0-2. Stompers trail 3-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning as the Pacifics try to hold off the Stompers for back-to-back Pacific Association championships. As Conroy trying to keep things close. 0-1. And a slider missing outside. It's 1-2. Pardon me, was looking at the scoreboard again. This scoreboard has been a little bit wonky tonight, folks. 1-2. Swing and a foul off to the right, and it'll drop down into the Pacific's dugout. Remains 1-2. Have it right here in my book, but you know, as any good journalist likes to have, 2 sources. So you check that with what you have on the scoreboard. 1-2. Slider lift into the air to left, but right at Hurley. He's going to charge in, and he'll dive forward and make the catch. He made that catch at his hip, but his momentum pushed him forward down onto the grass. 1 gone here. As Kiriakos is retired, and now Zach Pace, the leadoff man.
Sponsored by Alton Construction. 24, Zach Pace.
Pace 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded out, he has struck out, he has flied out. And the first pitch is taken at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. So Conroy taking over for Santos Saldivar, who gave up 3 runs. And now the 0-1. And that's down and away, 1-1. And the swing and a drive to deep center. Going back on it is Bunting. He settles now. He'll make the catch. And there's 2 gone in the 7th for Gonzalez.
Now batting for your Pacifics. Sponsored by Corsalia Jewelers. Number 12, Daniel Gonzalez.
So Conroy will fire away to Gonzalez, and he takes a pitch outside, ball 1. 0 for 2 is Gonzalez with a walk, a run scored. He is lined out back to the pitcher, and he has struck out swinging. 1-0 now to Gonzalez. Swing and a miss out in front on a slider. It's 1-1. Conroy gets what he wants from Parker. Now fires the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Another slider, and Gonzalez is behind 1-2. So Conroy a strike away from getting out of it in the 7th and getting the Stompers offense back out there. They need 2 runs. The pitch. Swinging a sharp ground ball foul towards the left side and over towards the seating area over by what they call Bogey's Cafe. It's 1-2. There's a manual scoreboard here down the left side of Albert Park. The electronic scoreboard in right center. A little Americana for you here with the manual scoreboard. 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2. Conroy, a strike away from getting out of the 7th. 2-2 with 2 outs here to Gonzalez. He fires over the top, and the curveball misses low, ball 3. And now it's a full count, 3-2 with Michael Hova waiting on deck. You think in these single game playoffs, as the 3-2 happens, down and away, ball 4. Gonzalez draws a second walk here, and now Hova to the plate. I was about to say, you know, Hova's got his RBI double. He's 1 for 2 tonight. But you look at Chase Tucker with his 2 hits. You know, he's the guy with the biggest hit in this game.
Number 10, Michael Hova.
And so normally in these one-game playoffs, the guys you don't expect come through in the biggest moments. But here's Hova against Conroy, and the first pitch is up high, ball 1. Hova, who is here when the San Rafael Pacifics began in 2012. Him and Zach Pace have been teammates ever since the inception of this team. As Conroy checks over to first, and Gonzalez just back head first ahead of the tag. And he got married on this field right here at Albert Park. As again a check to first, and again Gonzalez just back ahead of the time. Conroy has a good pickoff move for a right-hander. Because he slings it from that sidearm, he actually can get the ball out of his hands very quickly when he makes that spin move to first. Conroy sets and fires. Swing and a ball fouled out right side, and this will get out of play. And it's 1-1.
Pacifics management is extending the hours at the Stinson Beach Lounge and also at the beer and wine cart over on the first base side. So we have not yet had last call. You still have the opportunity to purchase beer or wine.
So Hova stands back in. It's 1-1. As Gonzalez is off of first. Conroy nods the head. Gets what he wants. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got Hova on a slider. Out in front, 1-2. Hova saw it and got big old eyes, but he was a bit early. And again now Conroy a strike away from getting out of the inning with the big first baseman Jake Taylor on deck for the Pacifics. Conroy sets, fires. Swing and a foul right back as Hova went down and got a breaking ball from Conroy just to get enough to stay alive. And it remains 1-2. Conroy trying to get this to the 8th. And the pitch. Swinging a bouncer right over Conroy's glove. Behind the bag, Yasuda has it. He'll flip to second to get Gonzalez. And that ends the inning. 1 left on for the Pacifics here. In the 7th, we go to the 8th. The Stompers, with only 6 outs left, trail by the score of 3-1 here in the Pacific Association Championship game. We'll be back here on the Stompers Radio Network presented by TuneIn and KSVY 91.3. Top 8, Keith Kendall stands in to begin things here against Celson Polanco, whose fastball is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. His 110th pitch. As Polanco will face 2-3-4 in the Stompers lineup. 0-1. And the slider drops in there for a called strike, 0-2. Kendall 0 for 3. He has popped out, he has flied out, he has struck out swinging. The 0-2. Swinging a bouncer foul as Kendall just gets enough on that breaking ball to stay alive. Remains 0-2. Again, Conroy gets up in the Pacific's bullpen. But at this point, it looks like if Conroy doesn't come in, they're really going to let Polanco finish it off or go to Guadalupe Barrera. 0-2, slider in the dirt, and it's 1-2. And Barrera is at least getting up and stretched out down in the Pacific's bullpen now. So the Stompers would love to see Conroy, though, with so many right-handed hitters in this lineup, and left-handed hitters actually do well against lefties. And now the head and the 1-2. Swing and a foul tip into the glove by Kendall. And he goes down on strikes, 1 gone in the 8th, and the Stompers are down to 5 outs.
Now batting for the Stompers, 44, Daniel Baptista.
The 5th strikeout for Polanco on the night, and here's Baptista, who has struck out twice against Polanco. He's 0 for 3. As the first pitch coming is taken on the outside at the belt for a called strike. It's now 115 pitches for Polanco, who just keeps firing away here. 0-1. Swinging a drive into left center field. Going out on it is Pay, still on the move, and it's going to be Williams who reaches out. And did he make the catch? Yes, he did. He waited till the very last moment to show it, but Jeremy Williams runs that down in left center. There's 2 gone here in the 8th. And now here's Chad Bunting, as Chris Lovejoy now gets up in the Pacifics bullpen.
Now batting for the Stompers, number 1, Chad Bunting.
And so Bunting now to the plate. He is 0 for 3. He had an epic at bat to lead off the 6th inning against Polanco, but he struck out on 10 pitches. As the first pitch is a breaking ball up and in for a ball, 1-0. Polanco trying to set down the Stompers again here in the 8th. 1-0. Swinging a pop-up, out of play to the right. And it's 1-1. And so the Stompers, who have lost the last 3 days here, had to return here for the championship game. Only have 4 outs to go here, as Polanco rocks and fires. Swing and a miss, and Bunting is now behind 1-2 as he went after a challenge fastball from Polanco. Polanco joining the Pacifics in August, the beginning of the month. Now 1-2, and that's up and in, 2-2. Member of the Blue Jays organization, the Astros organization. When I was actually in Florida in 2010 with Dunedin, he was with the Blue Jays for a short minute. 2-2, and that hits Bunting. Tried to go inside with the slider, and it hit Bunting right under the left shoulder into the rib area. As Jared Motozuki will come to the plate, and it looks like this is going to be it for Polanco, as Lovejoy looks to be ready, as does Conroy. We're going to see which lefty they decide to go to here, as Polanco, who's done a tremendous job for the Pacifics tonight, tosses the ball a couple times in his hands, now rubs it up as he talks with Kavanaugh, the Pacifics manager. It's expected that there's going to be a pitching change here, as they're still talking it over. And I think now Dean Poteet's going to head out there and perhaps break this thing up. No, they're going to stay with him. Wow. They have 2 lefties down in the pen ready. Mochizuki coming to the plate. And so they're going to stay with the man who got him here, 120 pitches into this game. And so now at first base is Bunting with speed. And Mochizuki stands in 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. And he will face Polanco here. And Mochizuki can run into one too. Polanco's going to have to be careful. As Polanco fires, it's down low, ball 1. And so they decide to not go with the left-hander Lovejoy, who was ready down in the bullpen. Instead opting to stay with Polanco against Mochizuki. So Polanco sets high. The 1-0. It's down low, 2-0. And Mochizuki's job up there is to not swing at anything remotely interesting. He's up there to take a strike before anything else at this point. Polanco just needs to putt one there. But now 2-0, Mochizuki can cheat a bit. He can look for the pitch he wants, and if he gets it, he's going to try and square it up. The 2-0. Way up high, ball 3. And now if you lose Mochizuki here, there's a good chance you have to go to the bullpen, and then that's a lefty against Mark Hurley, a power-hitting right-handed hitter. And time is called here by Gingras, it looks like. And someone was saying something over in the Pacifics dugout. Dean Poteet had to take off his mask and tell him what for. So 3-0 from Polanco here. And that's down low, ball 4. And Mochizuki has drawn a walk. And so Kavanaugh's decision to stick with Polanco with the left-hander ready and Mochizuki drawing a walk for the second time in this game means we are going to see a new pitcher, and it is going to be Chris Lovejoy. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back with our new pitcher after this. The Stompers with the tying run on here in the 8th. Mark Hurley coming up with Chris Lovejoy coming on here in the top of the 8th inning in the Pacific Association Championship game on the Stompers Radio Network. Well, this is interesting. Top 8. The Stompers trail by 2. The tying run's aboard. The winning run is at home plate. And it's Mark Hurley to face the left-hander Chris Lovejoy. Hurley is hitting .365 with an OPS of .981 against left-handed pitching this season. This is a move that's absolutely mind-boggling. As Lovejoy will fire away to Hurley, and he takes a fastball in the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Lovejoy this year his 30th appearance, 36 strikeouts in 41 2/3, 15 walks, 28 hits, 4-1 with a 4.32 earned run average. And his fielding independent number sits at 3.03 as Hurley bounces this one left side. It's through for a base hit. Rounding third and coming home is Bunting. The throw into second, and Mochizuki just gets his right hand. He almost got backpicked, but the Stompers have cut the lead in half. It's 3-2. Mochizuki almost ran into the third out there. But that's what I was talking about. Hurley, who does so well against left-handed pitchers, and now you have to face Parker, who kills left-handed pitching.
Now batting for Sonoma, 31, Andrew Parker.
2 outs. Mochizuki at second base, and Parker, who just kills left-handed pitching, might get a gift here from Lovejoy. Tonight 0 for 3. First pitch. And a check swing, foul right back, and it's 0-1. Parker against left-handed pitching this year is hitting .310, .442, .643. That's no lie. That's a .1085 OPS against left-handed pitching. This is unreal that Kavanaugh's made these moves. 0-1. Swing and a miss, and Lovejoy gets Parker to swing through that one, 0-2. And now Parker will have to see what he can do here against Lovejoy. The Stompers have cut it to 3-2. Parker waiting as Lovejoy sets, fires away. Swing and a drive! Deep left center field! Pace going back! He's at the wall, he reaches up, and it's gone! A 3-run homer, and Andrew Parker has given the Stompers a 5-3 lead! Unbelievable! No, they're saying it's a ground rule double! No way! There's no way that's a ground rule double! That ball bounced off it looked like the concrete beyond the left field fence. And instead of a go-ahead home run, the Stompers, everybody's out of the dugout wondering what the heck just happened. It ties the game, but now this game, unbelievably, the Stompers are back in it. And Christian Gade has been announced as the pitch hitter, and I think that's going to do it for Lovejoy. I am still in shock. I can't believe that was called a ground rule double. Nonetheless, it's tied now 3-3 after the single by Hurley and the ground rule double by Parker. And now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away, and Guadalupe Barrera, the closer for the Pacifics, will come on to try and hold off the Stompers' 8th-inning rally. Unbelievable that Matt Kavanaugh would bring in a lefty to face the two right-handed hitters who crush left-handed pitching the most in that Stompers lineup. And so now with Gayday coming to the plate against Barrera, we're going to take a break. Take a breath at home. Everybody listening in, it's a big at-bat coming up here on the Stompers Radio Network. All right, we have to come back here, folks, as Barrera was very quick to warm up. And so Lovejoy comes in, gives up the RBI single to Hurley, and then the ground rule double to Parker. And now Barrera, the closer, is in against the pinch hitter Christian Gayday, who was announced before the pitching change. And it's a fastball at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. So Barrera, the sinker slider from Texas, who's been just sensational since joining the Pacifics at the beginning of August, will try and get Gayday out here. And Gayday swings and misses, and it's 0-2. Gayday is not hit right-handed hitting that well. Hitting .237 overall, 3 home runs, 7 doubles. And Barrera a strike away from getting the Pacifics out of this jam, but with a tie game. The pitch, and it's away with the slider, 1-2. Gayday, the rookie from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Hitting .196 against righty. Swinging a pop-up into shallow left field, but Williams will settle under it, make the catch, and the inning is over. But I'll tell you what, they're going to be talking about that shot by Parker for a long time to come. What looked like a 3-run homer off the bat turns out to be a ground rule double, and the Stompers tie this game up at 3 apiece here in the bottom of the 8th, as this game just turned into chaos here in the championship of the Pacific Association. We'll be back after a break here on the Stompers Radio Network, presented by TuneIn and KSVY 91.3 in Sonoma.
45, Jake Taylor.
Bottom 8, folks, and we have ourselves one heck of a title game. 3-3, the controversial ground rule double off the bat of Andrew Parker that looked like it was a 3-run homer at first glance. It's a tie game, and Jake Taylor, who can definitely make things happen with only one swing of the bat, will face Sean Conroy. And the first pitch is going to hit him. And Taylor is going to take his base. He's on for the second time tonight, and now here's Jeremy Williams. So the Stompers had trailed by 2 for the majority of this game. As Jeremy Williams comes to the plate, it was 2-0 after 4. The Stompers cut it to 2-1 after a wild pitch in the 5th. And then an RBI double by Michael Hova made it 3-1. But then for whatever reason, Celson Polanco decides to stick in, or Matt Kavanaugh decides to stick with Celson Polanco, the righty, against the left-handed pitch hitting Jared Mochizuki. He walks him on 4 pitches. The only guy he has up throwing is the left-hander Lovejoy, and he comes in to face the 2 best hitters against left-handed pitching in the Stompers lineup. Hurley single and a ground rule double by Parker, and now a throw to first, and back safely is Taylor. And I don't put it past Kavanaugh to try and put something on here, even with a power hitter like Williams at the plate. First pitch, slider on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. These guys had quite the showdown about a month ago here at Albert Park on a Sunday afternoon. The Stompers were trying to win a week-long series against the Pacifics, and it was Conroy twice against Williams as the go-ahead run, including in the 9th inning as Conroy checks to first and Taylor's back. And in the 9th inning of that game, I believe it was back on August the 3rd. August the 2nd, pardon me, he struck him out to end the game. 0-1. And he shows bunt pulls back on a slider down and away, 1-1. And you got to expect that's a fake. Nobody out. Yes, Taylor is the go-ahead run, but, Williams can do way more with the bat in his hand than trying to take it out of his hands with a bunt. Conroy sets high. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Reach on another slider away, and it's 1-2. It's 3-3 in the bottom of the 8th as the Stompers have come back here late. And now Conroy trying to retire Williams ahead of Tucker. Conroy sets, fires. Fastball away, it's 2-2. He tried to freeze Williams on the outside corner, but to no avail. Dylan Stoops is now getting up in the Stompers bullpen, presumably to be ready when Ricky Gingras comes up in a couple of batters. It's 2-2, but Conroy will step off first. Williams is a double play candidate, and Conroy does have double play stuff. 2-2. And a breaking ball away, ball 3, and Williams shakes his head saying, I'm not going to get fooled by that one again. And so now it's 3-2, and we'll see what Conroy has up his sleeve for Williams here. Tying run, went the go-ahead run at first as Conroy steps off. Steps back on quickly. 3-2. Swinging a pop-up. Right side. This will drift towards the netting over there by the Pacifics bullpen. It remains 3-2. This is something else, folks. It's 3-3, bottom 8. And the Stompers are trying to make something out of it here against the Pacifics. 3-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss, he got out the slider. And Williams goes down, 1 out in the 8th. And now every pitch has this tension to it.
Number 9, Chase Tucker.
Tucker 2 for 3. He's had a great game. But he's tough to double up. It's going to take a sharp ground ball right to an infielder in order to double up Tucker. So Tucker stands in 1 out. Taylor off first. Already 2 runs driven in tonight with that 2-run single back in the 4th. First pitch. Swing and a miss over the top of a slider. It's 0-1. So Sean Conroy, pardon me, replaces Santos Saldivar in the 6th and has kept the Pacifics off the board since then. 0-1. Swing and a miss, and that looked like the changeup that time from Conroy. It's 0-2. He doesn't throw it that often, so much that I don't even mention it as part of his repertoire. Now time called, and I think Conroy, he might have seen something. He wants Parker to come out. A little, pardon me, a little water to grease the pipes up. Got to keep this finely tuned, folks. It's 0-2 from Conroy to Tucker. The pitch, way up high, 1-2. The full moon rising down the left field line here at Albert Park. Can't see anything else in the night sky, but that moon looms large. 1-2. Swing and a miss on a slider, and Tucker is the second Pacific to go down on strikes in the 8th. 2 gone. And now time is called with Gingras coming to the plate, and I think they're going to play the percentages here. And although Conroy has done a phenomenal job, Gingras does well against righties. Now, it looks like it's going to be one of two things. Now, Stoops is pretty close to ready down there, and so I'm sure if they called him now, it wouldn't be an issue. But Conroy, it looks like he's going to get the seal of approval here. So this, pardon me, is looking a lot like what happened in the top of the inning. as, Polanco stayed on to face the left-handed hitting Mochizuki, and he walked him. And then you have the lefty ready against the two very good right-handed hitters against lefties. But behind Gingras is the bottom of the order, and I think Conroy and Parker are going to just try and stay away from Gingras here. First pitch, swinging a pop-up, out of play to the left, and it's 0-1. Gingras tonight has struck out twice, and he has lined out softly to first base. 3-3 your score, bottom 8. In what has turned into an absolutely scintillating Pacific Association Championship game. Conroy set at the chest and fires. Swinging another pop-up. Left side over is Mora, but this is going to also drift out of play, and it's 0-2. Gingras has some pop. When he runs into one, it goes away. So he's got 14 doubles. He's got 9 home runs. And he stands up there kind of shaking the cobwebs loose a bit, thinking about what's coming from Conroy, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swinging a sharp ground ball towards second. Yasuda over. He's going to flip to second the short way, and the inning is over. One left on for the Pacifics here after the leadoff hit by pitch of Taylor in the 8th. We go to the 9th, tied up at 3. And, folks, you do not want to miss this one here in San Rafael. The Pacific Association Championship game will be back after this on the Stompers Radio Network, presented by TuneIn and KSVY. Top 9. It's a tie ball game in the Pacific Association Championship. 3-3 the score as Eddie Mora-Loera stands in. He have 3 walks tonight to lead things off against Guadalupe Barrera, the closer for the Pacifics, who entered after 2 runs came across in the 8th, although there probably could have been more depending on what Stompers fans who were in the park thought about that hit by Parker, as that pitch is left high, ball 1. This is an insane ball game, folks. Of course, the most insane ball game of the year happens in the championship game, 1-0. And Mora takes a pitch away, 2-0. He has had such a good eye tonight. His patience has been just outstanding. He is not wavered at all. He is waiting for his pitch. He's not going out of the strike zone, and that's up high, ball 3. And if Mora-Loera gets on, he's got speed. You have the speedy top of the order coming up, and the Stompers can do some things here. And so Barrera has to be quick here to get back into the count, and he does with the fastball for a strike, 3-1. Mora-Loera then back to the top with Yasuda and Keith Kendall. The pitch. Swinging a drive. Deep center field. Pace going back on it right in front of the wall. He's going to make the catch. 1 gone. A good ride there by Mora-Loera, but to the deepest part of the yard. And now the leadoff man, Yuki Yasuda.
Now batting for the Stompers, number 8, Yuki Yasuda.
He's 1 for 2 with 2 walks, a single, and a soft liner to short. Yasuda will face Barrera here with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Tie ball game. As Barrera rocks and fires, and it's a fastball for a called strike. No wind tonight, folks. This is a true oddity of a night here in San Rafael. 0-1, swinging a ball lifted high in the air to center again, and again Pace goes back, but he's not close to the fence this time. He settles and makes the catch, and there are 2 away. And here's Keith Kendall.
Now batting for the Stompers, number 10, Keith Kendall.
A rough night for Kendall, who is 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. The Pacifics in the bottom of the 9th will have the bottom of their order with Bakakis, Kyriakos, and Pace. And a first pitch slider's up high for ball 1 to Kendall. Every pitch, folks. Nail biter. Absolute nail biter. 1-0. Swinging a foul off to the right. It remains, actually becomes 1-1. Daniel Baptista on deck for the Stompers. Pacifics rock and fire 1-1. And the slider just off the plate away. It was definitely height-wise a strike, but it was off the plate away, so it's 2-1 to Keith Kendall. Barrera quickly the 2-1. And that's on the outside corner for a strike, 2-2. Barrera likes to work quickly, so Kendall's going to be ready quickly. Here comes the 2-2. Swinging a bouncer to third. Right to Kiriakos. He'll throw across. It's a high throw, but Taylor 6'4". He can get it, and the inning is over. It's now the bottom of the ninth. It's a money inning for the Pacifics, but Sean Conroy has thrown 3 innings of shutout baseball since entering this game. The bottom of the order coming up. It is 3-3 here in the Pacific Association Championship game on the Stompers Radio Network. It's the bottom of the ninth. It's the championship game of the Pacific Association. The Sonoma Stompers and the San Rafael Pacifics are tied at 3-3. And it will be 8-9-1 for the Pacifics coming up, beginning with Johnny Bakakis. Bakakis 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out, he has flied out, and he has lined out. Sean Conroy in his 4th inning of work. He's thrown 51 pitches, 36 of them for strikes. He's allowed only 2 hits and a walk. First pitch, and it's a slider at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. We thank everybody who's been with us as the internet has been a bit wonky here to stay with this stream. 0-1 to Bakakis. Slider just off the plate away. It's 1-1. Trying to get Bakakis to chase there. He was chasing sliders against Saldivar when he was starting this game. And that seems like ages ago now. 1-1. And that's away, 2-1. You can bet that with Kiriakos coming up, if Bakakis gets on, that they're going to sacrifice him over. That's what the Pacifics have done all season long. And so Conroy would like to get that first out, to not even bring that into play. 2-1. And the pitch. It's another over-the-top curveball in the dirt, ball 3, and now 3-1. And Conroy will have to throw a strike here to Bakakis, or else we're going to get that funky sacrifice situation. Conroy with the 3-1. Slider there for a strike. It's 3-2. How many times have we seen Conroy do that this year? Get behind, even 3-0, and just throw those weird-looking sliders from that sidearm angle to get back into a count. Now it's full. The pitch to Bakakis. It's up and in, ball 4. Bakakis draws the walk, and here comes the very likely sacrifice bunt with the 9-hole hitter, Kiriakos, coming to the plate.
Now batting for your Pacifics, number 2, David Kiriakos.
Kiriakos 1 for 3. He reached on an infield single. He has flied out to right, and he has flied out to left. So Conroy looks to his corner infielders to make sure they're ready. The middle infielders are playing in, and Mochizuki telling Conroy where he's going to have to go with this alignment on the infield. Conroy sets, bunt shown, and it's bunted right towards the first base side. Conroy is going to go to first for the out, and so the Stompers do get the out. Bakakis goes to second. And now here's Pace. The Stompers have an interesting choice here with Pace. They have first base open. Of course, he doesn't mean anything. And with Conroy not doing well against lefties, you might just put him on to have him face right-handed Danny Gonzalez. And Sam Miller, the director of scouting, is telling everybody to come in a little bit so that they can be prepared if Pace is able to find a hole. Pace tonight 0 for 4. And Conroy is going to step off as he wants Parker to go through some signs again. Dylan Stoops up in the Stompers bullpen. Conroy sets high. A look to second and the pitch. And it's away, ball one. Almost got away from Parker there. 3-3, bottom nine. Bakakis with good speed is at second. He's going to try and score on any single. He'll be off on the crack of the bat if it's on the ground. Conroy sets, fires 1-0, and that's away 2-0. Conroy trying to stay away from Pace here. And now Pace will most likely take a pitch here as Conroy behind 2-0 will try and figure out a place to putt the strike if he can. And the pitch. And it's a slider down, ball three. And so the walk, like I said, won't hurt Conroy. In fact, it'll bring the right-handed hitter to the plate. And now Parker's going to put the hand out. And they're going to intentionally walk Pace to have the fourth play on. And so Pace will go down to first via the IBB. And now Gonzalez comes to the plate. The Stompers hoping for a ground ball here. And Mochizuki saying, hey, we want Yuki Yasuda to be the guy on a comebacker. And now Takashi Miyoshi is going to come out. Gonzalez is a contact hitter by nature. He's a guy who slaps singles around the infield. And in this tense situation here, just to give you an idea of what the leverage index is, with runners at first and second with one out, the leverage is at 4.17. That is extremely high. And so Conroy and Parker have a talk. Now, one thing, and I would not put it past Kavanaugh to put this on, would be a double steal, and that is because Bakakis is very fast at second. Now, of course, if he runs into an out, then all of a sudden that becomes a huge, huge turning point. But now it's Conroy in the set, firing away to Gonzalez. And the first pitch. Swinging a line shot, left center field, a base hit. Coming in to score will be Bakakis, and the San Rafael Pacifics are champions of the Pacific Association. Now the Pacifics players came on as the throw was coming in from the outfield. And Parker, I think, was having a word with Dean Poteet about what happened there. But on the single by Danny Gonzalez, his 100th hit of the season, the San Rafael Pacifics have become champions of the Pacific Association.